Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Guild Wars Week 10. So of course, today we have ourselves the new Plains restriction. This is not necessarily the hardest we've ever had, but it's definitely on the harder end of restrictions overall. There's a couple of decent damage sources. Actually, let's go over everything we have. So if we go over here, as far as what we have for options, let's go all the way to base rarity. Catches the bull, hits pretty hard, but a big issue with a lot of troops in this kingdom is that they lose effectiveness as they take damage, because their boost ratio is based on life, attack, and armor for a lot of things in this kingdom. So as they lose life, attack, and armor, most notably life and armor, they will become increasingly weaker. So it's harder to make a comeback with a lot of troops that are like this, and a good majority of them are, including this one that you're probably going to be using a bit because it creates 2 yellows every turn. So it's one of the only ways, actually the only way, in this kingdom to create mana every turn. No immune to stun, so it's going to be pretty consistent. Lord of Slaughter is probably going to be a good bet for most things. He is pretty hard countered by Entangle, and there's not too many ways to really counter that. But he does still do damage through it, and does still do death marks and everything through it. So as long as you have enough mana accumulation, it should be okay. One thing that's kind of interesting is Chief Stronghorn. He does have shininess. We won't have that till like, what, the end of Friday, basically Saturday stream. But yeah, he does have shininess. His boost ratio becomes 2 to 1 at shiny level 2. And of course he goes down from 16 mana down to as far as 14. And I just realized I don't have him upgraded. Let me go do that real quick. Might as well. I forget if I already have the kingdom upgraded or not, but I definitely still want this. Yeah, we'll just orbit, right? Silver and then gold. Pretty sure this is an orb angle. Just double checking where our stacks are at. Yeah, this is definitely an orb angle. Alright, let's go get him as silver. Let's go get him as gold. We have 50 left. We'll live. It's on the legend, not a mythic, but we're at the point where we kind of start going for them. But there we go. A little bit extra stats. Not really that much, but it'll help him later if we do end up using him. I probably won't be using him today. I want to wait till he's at least shiny level 2 before we start bringing him out. But he does go as low as 14 down from 16. And we'll have a 2 to 1 boost ratio at shiny level 2 instead of a 3 to 1. If you're going to be using him, it's basically required to have that. However, otherwise, there's other alternatives within the kingdom that do pretty similar already. It basically just makes the legend as good as one of the mythics for a lower mana cost. It basically just makes him like a single target catchers in a sense, while still having his movement capability and a slightly different trait. But beyond that, one thing that's going to be pretty useful, two things, other things. This thing is 50% mana start to all Tauruses. This requires you to change your hero class to anything, which allows you to use Elementals or any other very strong hero class. So if you still want 50% mana start on them while running some kind of other hero class, you'll be using King Minos a lot. And the other one of noteworthiness is, actually three other ones. Well, technically 2 now. Mekatar has Silence, and is also really free to go get. You just throw some Chaos Shards at Labyrinth. So for low rarity teams, you would utilize this a lot too. But it's 3 independent chance of doing a silence at 30% chance. So 30%, assuming you hit second or third slot, and they're all still alive there. But yeah, that's not too bad. And if you can get multiple as well. Of course, you could also get 0. But you can get up to 3 silences in one cast from it. And the other one is, oh yeah, Soothsayer 2. A little bit of good mana accumulation. If you need to empower just to control the board a little bit, especially on lower rarity teams if you're missing some of the other stuff. Really great option. Just get to do it from turn 1. It doesn't get to do that much, but it is starting mana and is a little bit extra magic. But the other one was Savage Hunter. This was the one I was trying to get down to. This thing does absurd damage if you can get this thing to not get entangled. He places Hunter's Mark on the first enemy, or whenever he takes skull. He deals double to green. There's a lot of troops that themed around that in this kingdom where they do double to a color. This one's happened to be to green. And becomes enraged when he gets a kill. This in total is 6 times damage with while bypassing traits. It is very big number. And will basically one-shot any green in the game. But even if you don't have that, that's still, what, 3 times damage while hitting through skulls? Or while hitting through traits? That's not enough to one-shot most things, but that's still a pretty substantial amount of damage. Not to mention, speaking of triple, it also has triple on ability. Quite literally to green. So really strong against heavy amount of green, particularly if the enemy team is entirely green, which of course is one of the more popular formats to run for Guild Wars. But anyways, we'll just go take one of the videos, or one of the teams from the video, and just kind of adjust it as we go. We'll see where a high rarity team is. Let me see. So we went all in on Lord or Slaughter while still running some Silence, while running some backup Resummon, or running Shaman. I'm happy with that for now. Biggest issue with this entire place, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think there's any counter to it. Stas effects are really, 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 really bad. There is almost nothing we can do against them. And that is by far my biggest concern for this current event. And only one person in my whole guild has killed the thing. That is concerning. But yeah, that was my biggest concern by far, not even close. That cleanse would be the biggest issue when going through here. But anyways, hello everyone! Hope you guys been doing well. Hope you guys been having a wonderful new year. Hello Defiant, hello Ron! Hello Chad, hello Jets, hello yeah! Hello Cookie! Hello, Defiant. Hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, I'm not sure why. My jaw has been hurting me since yesterday. I'm not sure what happened, if I just slept wrong or something. But my jaw has really been hurting me for no reason. I think I just, like, slept on it weird or something. Alright, this should almost kill right here. Oh, we're even entangled too, which is not ideal, but we still do damage through the Doom Skulls. So probably not the best idea for killing out this first battle then when they have the entangle thing. Oh no. Yeah, entangle's gonna be really scary once we get to the other thing too. Yeah, this team's gonna... Wow, this is actually gonna be a kind of annoying guild war, isn't it? I'm just now realizing how even more annoying it's gonna be. This is just the, like, easy battle. And look at what one single entangle already does to the team. That is rough. Oh, so this team doesn't really get to use yellow that hard for how based around it is. It's something we might want to consider for the other team. Is there not like a hero weapon we can go for yellow? I think the problem with that is we have to give up Resummon. I think was the problem with that. Because this team's going so slow that even the intro battle is triggering the 15 turn thing. That's crazy. That's not lethal. Well, that is. We're going to need to rethink this slightly. But yeah, Entangle is going to be rough. What do we have over here? Why is there so few people doing here? Yeah, Elementalist is going to be annoying. And he has Entangle at starter battle. Isn't that what that does? No, that's Hunter's Mark. Which honestly is just as annoying. What do we have the other way? Why did so many more people go this way? Oh no, is that easier? Still seems kind of annoying. No Essence of Evil makes it easier, I guess. Given that we're probably not going to have like 4 more people go there at this point, I think we can go bottom and then go middle. We're also up against Anonymous this time around. Anonymous used to be the #1 guild in the game. Like they fall into about 25th or so. But they were #1 when we were around number 10, which was about the highest I think we ever got. But yeah, they were #1 guild for a while. I forget what guild they were competing with at the time. It was Anonymous and one other one that was kind of competing for first for a little while. Anonymous held it for like 2 or 3 years. They've kind of fallen off since then. It's hello Mulu! Welcome, welcome. Alright, yeah, I think I might just go bottom. Just because they're not running Essence of Evil. But is there really no way to cleanse? Nothing here has like good cleanse, right? Oh, wait, the cleanse hammer. Wait. Hold. This might be a Doomed Maul angle. I forgot, doesn't this have 4 oh, wait, isn't it only based on color though? Deal a bunch of heavy splash damage to an enemy, +4 per tempering level. Stun all red enemies and cleanse all red allies. Yeah, that's why I didn't consider it. Oh no, in a context like this, my whole team is technically red. Oh no, is that viable? It's like one of the only ways we have to cleanse. Because I think all the other weapons only do it to itself, the ones that do have it. So we'd only be able to cleanse hero. We'd always go one-man army with it. But honestly, I think we do consider this weapon. It's a decent amount of damage. And I just kind of have to restructure the team. I think we might ditch Lord or Slaughter. I'm just so concerned with Entangle with it. It's kind of rough. Running another yellow isn't really going to help there. Oh yeah, no wonder why we're running that. There's so few options for yellow. We could run Sunweaver. Sunweaver into hero. Oh, it's not red though. What is another red in this kingdom? There's a lot of red options. Because I kind of want to run another red that covers more color. I guess it would technically be Ketris and run hero first. That or we run this guy just for 50% and kind of just have him there. That way we can run Elementalist for the rest of the team. And do something like this with Elementalist or whatever hero class we need. Because that makes us a lot tankier. Heavy splash damage to an enemy, stun them all. Yeah, be able to get that stun early is pretty good too. Because we're still going to have 50% mana start on him. It's not like he's going to get silenced necessarily. If we do this, we definitely got to go like red something. Like double red green probably? Minus blue, we need blue. What are we not using here? Purple, but I want that banner to be the other way around. Red, green, but minus brown. I guess that's fine for now. Because I'm not using brown, oddly enough, even though this kingdom does have a lot of brown. What's the other color we're missing then? Is this brown and purple? I wish we could cover one more color here. Deal a bunch of damage to the first two enemies, boosted by all of his stats. Then explode all lightning gems, while creating lightning gems every turn. And a little bit of score reduction. This for the 50% mana start across everything but our hero. And this thing, alright, we're gonna be frozen on green-blue then. That's fine. And how much extra mana accumulation do you have? Explode 4 gem only. It's not a lot for 18 mana cost, but it's more than nothing. And we're gonna try it. Because it seems to be one of the only ways we can really get cleanse off, which seems pretty important to get off. And then we just run Elementalist. He's running King Salinas with Impervious in first slot, which is kind of annoying. But after that, we should be able to disable his whole team. And he does have Resummon too. I don't have Submerge for Beatrix. A lot of annoying things on this team. Skull should be able to whittle down his first slot though. I feel like there's like one troop I need to change on this team, and I'm not sure what it is. But for now, we'll roll with this and see how we go. My biggest concern is not be able to land extra turns initially. As this seems somewhat important. Oh no, I'm still considering if we replace out King Minos for not 50% start. I just feel like it's going to be so slow if we end up doing that though. There's also not anything we could really get down other than maybe a Ketris. Like have a Ketris there and hope he doesn't get hit. The problem is the second he gets hit, boom, all his stats are gone. The other option would be a Lord or Slaughter, but then we have to go forever without getting our cleanse. Or put it in second slot, which is kind of awkward. Not to mention we're giving up the 50% mana start anyways. I don't know, we'll try it like this for now and we'll keep adjusting as we go. Oh yeah, since we're running the mana, do we need the 20%? 20% was mostly just affect hero at this point. I don't know, we still kind of need it. It just feels weird running 20% just for one troop. And there's no point in running Cleanse Metal because once it gets stunned off of Elementals, it's just going to be stunned anyways. Also, we don't have Curse Stun, do we? That's also kind of annoying. Because this just stuns all red enemies. It doesn't have, like, Curse all red enemies. Let me see, what are all the extra perks on this? It's like, give a bunch of mana to all red allies, some other things. Drain 2 mana from all red enemies. Firestorm. A little bit of splash damage, a burn, not much. The 2 mana drain on all red enemies is actually pretty solid though in some fights. It's not going to do that much on this fight, but on some of the other ones it could actually be pretty useful. It's hello Jamie! Hello Mulu! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, let's just get into it with this and see how badly it goes. But yeah, this week's actually going to be a little bit rougher than I thought. The cleanse options are very sparse. Which is concerning. We can get some skull damage right off the bat, which we definitely want to see. But if we do it really good, maybe we can get Paragon this week. It seems like a lot of people will be losing a lot of their fights. Due to it being a little bit more difficult than normal. We can get a lot of mana here. Like a lot of mana. Alright, this guy does have Heavy Splash into stuns. With that being said, I kind of want to go stun. Never mind, I already got stunned. As you guys say, stun Beatrix. There we go. Beatrix got stunned. I think I just double tap here. Is that enough damage adjacent? First 2 enemies. I think it is. Should we do the math on it? I might just try for a thing off the sky here. No, we didn't get the yellow. He got submerged, but that shouldn't matter as long as he doesn't go too crazy here. He's going a little crazy. But we're fine now. And now we can get the red cleanse across our entire team. Unfortunately, we do have 1 non-red for the 50% mana start. But I think we go for the stun first. And then we go for hero, just double checking that nothing weird's on the board. First 2 enemies, boosted by my attack life. They explode all lightning gems. I'll do a little bit of mana accumulation back. Let me do the stun just to get re-stun on him though. So we'll do that. Get our kill. Beatrix all the way in the back. That also moves what's her name to the first slot so we don't have to worry about her ability. So we can start moving her to... Actually, she's in kill range now. So I can't move that over. I think we go and hit really hard here and try to hit hero down. We gotta try to stop the mana accumulation if we can off of, what's his name? And then we just hit him directly. What's his boost ratio? Oh no, this one doesn't have boost ratio. Yeah, this one doesn't have enough damage, but we'll go for the better mana accumulation. Oh no, never mind, it does have enough damage. How much extra tempering is that then? Oh, it's +4 per tempering level. Okay, never mind. That's actually hitting pretty hard then. It's hitting what, 111? Yeah, no, yeah, exactly 111. That's not too bad. Oh yeah, we haven't actually been utilizing the silence. Let me see if I can get that here. Because Beatrix is about to cast. I only got 1 roll of silence. Didn't land it, unfortunately. But that thing does have silence per cast. I guess we just hit it again and hope we get lucky by getting a skull here or something. We did indeed get the skull, and he is indeed... Oh no, that's not enough damage to kill! Thought that was. Alright, now it is. Yeah, that's rough. Also, hello Isabel. Welcome, welcome. That wasn't even a harder fight. And we nearly got obliterated. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough Guild War week. Let's see, did what's his name get perfect? Let's see. No! Yeah, this is gonna be a rough week. Not even Herm got the perfect. Who's been perfect Paragon like 2 or 3 weeks in a row since the achievement has existed. Who was the one person who perfect our guild then? Nice! Huge on Mount North. Mount North's the only person in the whole guild who got a perfect. Oh, no, that's not true. Our new guy also got perfect. Nice. Wait, why does the final battle only have 1 then? Oh, no, that means he just did the earlier battles. Never mind, this is a fake perfect. Oh, no. Oh, no, Outlander got it too. Wait, that means one of these other ones a fake perfect. Was it Mount North? I think Mount North double forward. He moved forward, but he double did 4, I think. So our only true perfect is Outlander then. He's the other one person I think just did the really first battle or something. But yeah, Outlander's the only person in the whole guild that did a true perfect. As Mount North seemed to have, I think, doubled up the 4th battle. Which makes sense. They probably saw the final battle and was like, nope. I don't know, we'll still try it if we get there. If we get all 4 down, or, you know, if we get 4 down, we're definitely trying final. Alright, let's see what we can get here. So what point are we at now? 3rd battle. So we gotta go either right or middle. Right? Oh yeah, you can see it right there. There's where he did his extra battle. Remember I said earlier he did 2 battles? He did it exactly right over here. Oh no, do I go the easier way? Because honestly, I don't think my guild's gonna get 3 sets. Like normally I would go middle here to help. But I don't think we're gonna get the 3rd set to begin with. So as long as this goblin battle isn't that bad, I think we go this way. Ah, it's the really meta goblin team though. Now, what do we have the other way? The really meta elf team. Yeah, I think we might just go for goblin. There's 2 reds, so we get a little bit more effect from the thing. Biggest issue is he has infinite loop, but we do have stun and freeze and everything. Yeah, I think we're going to go bottom. Not a route I would normally go here, but I don't think my guild's going to get 3 sets. Just a hunch. So we'll actually go bottom here. Not a path I would normally go, but I want to maximize our chances of actually getting Paragon this week, since it's a lot more annoying to do this time around. You can't win past room 1 on the alt? Yeah. This might actually be the hardest guild war we had yet. The lack of cleanse is what's doing it. Like, something like Broken Spire was kind of annoying, but at least it had cleanse. It had Shugra's Heart. So at least you had a good cleanse option. This place has a horrible cleanse option. Well, not horrible, but it's really hard to use, and you have to use reds to use it. And on top of that, the options that you just have to go with it just aren't that good. I'm even considering just dropping King Minos, I think, and just putting another red. I'm really considering the Ketris route. I really want that full cleanse. I want it really badly. I think if we do it like that, and keep Ketris in a nice, safe location, so much so I might even put it all the way in last slot, to be honest. Keep it as safe as humanly possible. But I think we do that. I just need the damage. And I need it to be red. Oh, I do need to change my banner, though, now. Now that we added brown. So the only color we're not using is purple, so let's just see what we get from a minus purple banner. Ideally, we want +2 red and +1 in this anything. So we got this one. Do we have any other option? Okay, that is the only option in the entire game. I'll take it, I guess. It feeds Ketris a bit better. Because we can't go minus brown now that we're going Ketris. Plus, I need to take brown anyways for barrier on brown, so I guess it works out, actually. And now the only color we're not using is purple. And now we're using pure red for the 4x cleanse. Yeah, I think this is going to be our team for the event. We do have to run 20% mana start instead of 50, but it gives us a lot more power for when we do get to cast. And we need that early momentum so that we can try to kill them out before they do something scary. And that'll be the game plan then. Yeah, that substantially increases our damage. Alright, should be good to go. Also, has this thing always started you from the beginning? I thought whenever you go out this menu, it starts you at the thing there. Let's just making sure we got the medals and everything set. Okay, I think we're good to go. We claimed all the extra stats from earlier as well. I did grab it from campaign 2, right? Pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did. What did we get this week? We got 5 armor. Well, let's hope we live from it. Alright, let's go try it again. Guild Wars. Fight. All the way at bottom. And let's keep moving forward. He does have 2 red, so we do get some extra value from the weapon. Basically, right off the bat, we were going to want to take as much red as we possibly can, unless there's extra turn for something else, obviously. But red will be highest priority by far. That's a lot of red. I'm seeing a decent chunk of red. I'm seeing a 5x red. And we already got the free stuns on some of the goblins. Huge. I'm seeing even more red. Alright, I don't want to give him extra turn brown, so we're going to have to take this down. He's taking it the other way, guarantee gives it to him. He still could get it if I go vertical here, but at least it's a chance instead of guaranteed. And luckily he doesn't get it. We're now going to have to go this weapon and hit... this has stun, right? So yeah, that will stun out hero. Oh no, it won't, because he is immune. Alright, so everything that can be stunned is stunned. I kind of want to do this on the second slot so we can start pressuring first slot. Because I want to get rid of those immunities so we can get Entangle off. So I do think this is a right in middle angle. The only problem with this is he might get unstunned earlier if I don't do it right here. But I think it's a risk we have to take in order to get it down a little. The other alternative is to wait a turn and just get some mana accumulation now. And see if that's enough to get King Salinas and everything going. The problem with that is if I take this down, we don't actually get the yellow, green. Or at least not guaranteed. Yeah, I think we just go for the damage here. I need to start whittling down this first slot. If we can get a skull for it, that'd be great. Alright, any verticals I can grab here? No. Honestly, I think I just take red. It's either take red or take a yellow with all the destroys that ends up doing. Is that full mana for him? Because we're taking 4. So we can start trying to pressure the silence. Unfortunately, it doesn't... No, you're stunned, so it won't matter. The problem is we can't silence first slot. I think we do go for this then. No skull, unfortunately. A lot of lightning gems I can't use. The double vertical here honestly seems kind of tempting. The problem is he's going to go for it if I don't. But I do believe we try for going for the silence here. Just get some chip damage here. We got 0 silences. No! We got a huge amount of mana accumulation there, though. We can go for another vertical or just go for a red directly. Red directly does give him too much value, though, so I think we're just going to have to go for a lightning. Unfortunately, we don't have a horizontal over here and I have no other way to move it forward. So I guess we just take a single yellow. Try for another silence. Oh no, he got unstunned. Wait, we got big Ketris though. Is side damage enough? He's gaining 240 damage, which means he's doing... he has normal splash damage, which means he's doing 150. Technically 153. That is enough damage. So I think we hit first slot here. And then hit first slot again. And then we'll have a double kill. I think that is the play here. The other alternative would be to do it the other way around, but then we don't have a chance of getting hero. Oh no, but never mind. Either way, we don't get it on hero. So is this enough damage if we do it the other way around? This thing does a bunch of damage to an enemy boosted by armor. Oh, this one's only based on armor. That's kind of weird. All the other ones do triple. But yeah, I think we have to do it in the middle here, which will waste some of the damage, but we're going to have to tap the other one directly regardless anyways. So we'll do that there. He unfortunately does not give us a skull option. Otherwise, we would definitely take it here. As much as I want to hit turnip... Actually, no. Actually, we do hit turnip here, don't we? Just because he has full mana. If this is enough damage, we go for turnip. Yeah, this is enough damage. He doesn't have spell reduction, right? I don't think this class has any spell reduction. It has skull dodge. Oh, no. He's not even using the right class. Never mind. He's using elementals. So yeah, we can go for it directly then. He's not using the Thief Hero class to go with it. Wait, did that still try to roll silence on him? That's interesting. I didn't realize it actually skips tiles. No, it didn't. That's weird. Why did it roll like a status effect on him? Well, let's go get our mana. Unfortunately, still 2 blue short of getting our other ability down. But once we do, that's pretty much match. We'll take the blue over here and then go from there. We'll take that blue. Get a nice big double hit. That'll explode all the lightnings as well. And that is match. There we go. 3 for 3. What is this 4th battle? This one should have a double red guy. That's kind of annoying. I didn't think about that one going this way. This thing is... Oh, we got so lucky. So this battle right here is Wild Plains, ironically. Wait, isn't it? No, this is Taurus. So it's basically the same restriction, except they're allowed to use any weapon. So it's basically a 4 times Wild Plains team against a 4 times Taurus team. Good thing I went over here. This is kind of funny. This is definitely a matchup. But normally what you would do here, because it's Taurus and not Wild Plains, is you would use the red guy that's really good at killing reds. Why he's not using that, especially on a week where you might use a lot of red, I have no clue. But normally you would double up on that one red guy that does 1 billion damage to all red enemies. Like double red skull, hits double on ability, gains a bunch of extra benefit and everything. This guy over here is what you would set for the defend there. I forget his name. Let me just go to Taurus. It's like Taurus pure red. Forget his name. All color. But yeah, ferocity. Ferocity, double ferocity is normally what you use there, and I'm so glad he's not because that makes it so much easier. His double skull has 50% dodge. Gains a bunch of extra stats to Tauruses, which is your entire team to begin with. And has that life armor boost, attack boost ratio. And it's just double to red enemies, which is our whole team. So double ferocity would be very, very, very scary here. But we got super lucky that they did not set double ferocity. Because that was my biggest concern with going this way, and they didn't even set their defend team. So the final battle should be the only one that will be a threat. Obviously, we can still lose here. But as long as we get a hit on Catches the Bull, we're pretty safe. That takes out a lot of his damage potential. Do a bunch of damage to an enemy, then create a bunch of red gems boosted by Taurus. Okay, he is using pure Taurus team, so Red Reaver does get a little bit more value. That starting Soothsayer is also going to take a little bit of mana, but I'm not too concerned with it. The weirdest thing about this team is... I don't know. That's not a resummoning weapon. They're always using a resummoning weapon in first slot. Oh, yeah, we get the triple drain because he's using triple red there, too. But yeah, I think this is just hit Catches the Bull immediately and win. He's in a very unadvantageous position for where you would normally want to put a safe Ketris. We did get entangled, unfortunately. If we can get enough red, we do get cleansed. I might just take this vertically, get a nice board clear, and see where we are from there. Not where we need to be. He already got Ketris? No! No! He's gonna hit me before I hit him. He actually got that much mana accumulation from that? I wouldn't expect that. Alright, let's hope he doesn't hit right there. As long as he doesn't, we should be okay. So I'm very tempted to just take the skull. We have Green Storm, so we might be able to get some really good value there if we can get lucky. No, we didn't get a single green to fall. Okay, good. He hit in a really bad position there. That was almost best case scenario. Because now our higher guy can go and do his full ratio. Alright, did we go for vertical here? We'll have a skull chance. The other alternative would be to take red or green directly. Honestly, I think we take red directly here. Oh, we got free yellow. Alright, we'll take some green. Still no way to take a skull here. I think I just hit him hard directly. So we do this. Start chipping down his boost ratio. So we can't do nearly as much damage. We got an extra turn from the Cascade. Unfortunately, I don't think I can take another extra turn. Trying to see if I can Cascade here, but that just takes the mana immediately. Skull Brown's not too bad here, honestly. Also, casting also wouldn't just be that bad either. I think I might just cast. Catches the Bull could be good too, but he lost a lot of his damage potential. Whereas that guy didn't lose any damage potential yet. Catches the Bull is completely dead, though in all fairness, he was already so damaged that he was effectively dead. I think I just hit first slot with how much damage we have. Even though we lowered my boost ratio, we still have enough to kill him. He doesn't have spell reduction, right? Does this class have spell reduction? Well, he's stunned anyways, it wouldn't matter. So let me go kill that out, and then we should be okay. And while we do have a lot lower damage catches the bull, he's still high enough stats to hit okay. He's still hitting like 200 something. That's not bad. And then we just have to worry about a single skull. Oh, burn! Burn actually got a kill! We actually snuck in the burn kill there. That's nice. Alright, that's basically a match then. Soothsayer can't really do anything to us. It's just a matter of winning at this point. But the battle's already won. As it goes absurdly crazy on skulls somehow. But this should be in the bag. Alright, final battle time. We only got one battle left. Is that enough damage? How much are you up to again? We're hitting for 95. Yep, that's enough. Unless you have spell reduction. I don't think you did. Spell reduction didn't even exist when you got traits. There we go. One battle left. Though, of course, it's the one we are mega going to lose to. Oh, so what is our Boss Slayer troop? We might need that here. I hope he uses red. Ah, yeah. Okay, this might be a Mechatar replacement for the boss troop. No, it doesn't use red. Deal 100 damage to an enemy, boosted by attack, life, and armor. If they're a boss, it basically insta-kill them. I think I have to do it. It's too big of a threat to not do. And then basically put it where the original 50% Mana Star troop was on our team. This does mean we're not using yellow now if we want to change our banner. But honestly, I think I'm happy with our banner choice at the moment. But yeah, I gotta do this. Doomed Spade? We can't. It's, what's it called? Weapons only. So we can only use weapons from, Oh, yeah, true. Wait, never mind. I forgot. I thought for a second you were saying the red one, but I forgot. The brown one does exist here. The problem is pure brown team here is not ideal. It's a really good weapon. I would want to wait till we have Chief Stronghorn on Shiny level 2 before I do that, I think. Because our team would be Ketris the Bull. Well, obviously it's a Spade. But beyond that, it'd be Ketris the Bull, this Chief guy. Do we have a 4-fileable one? I guess Soothsayer, honestly. I think that would be our team. We'll try that probably on Saturday once we have him upgraded. But I do want to wait. And we also have the Savage Hunter option. Yeah, we could go down that route. I do want to wait until we have the Shiny level 2 on him, though. As he's likely to be one of our 4 Browns on the team. And I want to wait till he's 2-1 at least, so he's basically a Catches the Bull buff for single target. As he actually has slightly better single target damage than Catches the Bull once he gets his 2-1. For like half the mana cost, which is pretty solid. He just doesn't have the adjacent damage that Ketris has. But otherwise would have slightly better damage for lower mana for the single target. Which is not that bad at all. Plus he has re-movement on them. But for now, I think we're going to roll with this. He's using Archer. Interesting. I did the same. As long as he's entangled, we should be fine. But I never did go over what I set for my defend. But I actually did the same thing. Well, not the exact team, but I also went Archer. We went Essence of Evil as Archer. With specifically, well, obviously we have 50% mana start is to kill. But I went with Hunter's Mark, Entangle First Enemy, which is one of the biggest reasons why we did this. I was concerned with things that might be skull-oriented, like Lord of Slaughter, and most notably, what's his name? Because Archer's going to be really popular here. Because one of the strongest options you could run against a pure green team is the Null. That does up to 6 times skull damage. And he's not red, he's green. He's green-brown. So you can't end up cleansing him. So having a way to entangle him immediately is very strong. So Archer, if you were running green restriction, is nearly required this week. Just because of how potent it is. So we're going to see a lot of Archer on Final Battle. Compared to normal. Like normally you'd see Elementals or something, but we're going to see a lot of Archers this week. To try to counter out the Null. We have Green Storm in order to, you know, do all the Green Storm things you would normally need for the team. A little bit extra armor for the team. Most notably has Skull Dodge, so if it doesn't get stunned, really skull resistant. And the final trait doesn't really do anything on most of these teams. But yeah, I set it up as Essence of Evil, Leprechaun, Maelstrom, Dagannoth, Flower. They went a little bit of a different build, but we still got to deal with Archer. They went a little bit of a different composition, though. They went for the free value every turn and more free value every turn. So instead of going Leprechaun, they went 2 Explodes with 2 Entangle Gems. So they really wanted to Entangle. They wanted to Entangle our whole team so badly. But we do have Cleanse for 3 of our teammates. And I do have Insta-Kill, obviously, for the boss. The biggest concern is going to be what it normally is on a team like this, though. It's Essence of Evil. Essence of Evil is by far the biggest threat. Not to mention, a lot of these things do damage to adjacents. And based on where they're going to be positioned, I actually don't have any good way of killing Hero in that sense. Because I'm going to be wasting a lot of my adjacent damage just killing out Hero. But if all he has left on his team is Archdruid, Blood, and Zarg, it'd be slightly annoying, but I think we definitely win in that situation. Like, we still could lose to the true damage chip, but it'll take him a little while to true damage chip that far. Depending on his boost ratio, he has to cast up to like 4 times, but potentially 3. But even at 3, that shouldn't be too bad at a 24 mana cost with no mana accumulation other than the 2 things. But I think we go all in on Essence of Evil, Maelstrom, Dagannoth. I don't have any reposition here, do I? I don't think I do. We got rid of the guy that does. But I think we roll with this and just see how it goes. We're running Elementalist. Do we care about Elementalist here? Because there's only 2 things we could hit. Zarg Boom Pile to get it stunned, and First Slot to get it entangled. Because I almost feel like we gain more of a benefit from going 50% mana start. Or even a Storm that overrides his Storm with like red or something. I'm so tempted to go like Sunspear. Honestly, I think I'm going for it. It's a really weird option. But I think there's actually a Sunspear angle. It doesn't have 50% mana start, but it has a couple things that we want. It still has a flash freeze, so if we get lucky, we'll get a freeze on them. Hopefully it'll hit like Goblin or something. It has immune to freeze, though we're going to get stun frozen, so I guess that won't really matter much. Oh no, he doesn't have stun. So yeah, immune to freeze actually will matter a little bit, I guess. We get to entangle the first enemy, so Archer doesn't just immediately kill us. We got a little bit extra blue armor, which is almost nothing on our team, but it's better than nothing. Got a little bit of extra magic for reds. Oh, Submerge! Huge! Wait. We get Submerge too. I forgot that thing even has that. We can get either extra red mana or blue, which obviously we'll do red because it's Perpetual Red Storm. Oh wait, do I have burn? Oh wait! This synergy is actually amazing. We can use triple damage burning. As long as we don't get stunned. And he doesn't really have stun. Because this weapon, well, normally not that notable, it burns the first enemy on cast. So we can actually use that to get burn off. It's the only way we can get burn. Since I don't think anything in the Kingdom actually has burn. But wait, it actually works out amazingly then. But yeah, Sunspear is definitely going to be the way. Honestly, we might even do this on some of the other battles just for momentum. It's actually not that bad at all. I might almost be able to one-shot Hero. If we can get this off and cast this into a burn, into a skull. If I do that on Maelstrom Dagannoth, or even just on it directly probably, that should be lethal. Because this is going to get one-shotted anyways when we go hit the Maelstrom Dagannoth directly. I wish this Maelstrom Dagannoth was in a different location. This battle would actually be a lot easier if his Maelstrom Dagannoth was in 2nd or 3rd, ironically. Just because I'm not going to be able to get a lot of splash damage on Hero because I'm going to have to kill this and then there's going to make a gap that I can't really kill through. But yeah, I think this is the way we go. And we're doing with 20% mana start and 8 magic. We have triple damage burning. We have burning on Hero's weapon. We have entangle the first enemy. We have a flash freeze. We have submerge. The thing that submerge does, which is really solid, is if we can actually get rid of his 2 biggest threats of Essence of Evil and Maelstrom Dagannoth, everything on his team is countered by submerge. So if Hero is somehow still alive by that point in the battle, we kind of just auto-win. Or if something can maintain submerge for a little while, just to kind of stay safe. Like, even if our hero dies, but one of these still has submerge, it helps them a lot to not take damage. But yeah, we basically just want to rush down the 2 insta-kill options. Oh, we should be good here. I don't think there's anything else we could change. The weapon has Firestorm? That is true, but honestly, I kind of want to try it this way to see if we can get it. Because we're not going to be able to get the weapon off initially, and this gets rid of his initial Greenstorm. Because he does have Greenstorm at start of battle because of Archer. And he will for turn 1. I don't have any way to get rid of it on turn 1. Unless that goes in a weird order. So for turn 1, he'll have Greenstorm, but for every turn after, he'll have red. The problem with this weapon is we're not going to cast it on turn 2. It's going to be like turn 4 or 5 most likely, unless we get really lucky. Let's just roll with this and see how it goes. I think I'm happy with Sunspear. It's giving us a lot of other benefits that aren't just Red Storm. Just double checking everything here. This is the raid boss one, right? I haven't used this guy in like forever. He was normally a pretty dead content one, but he's really useful in this particular situation. Because we do need to kill that Maelstrom Dagannoth as quickly as possible. We got some red right off the bat. We got entangled on first slot, which is not ideal. But of course we get cleanse as soon as we can get it off. I think this is a red angle. Hope he doesn't get skull from it. Hope he doesn't get greens. Him taking every green is going to be so concerning. I almost want to deny him on green, but there's 2 greens, so I can't really do that. I think just take red and hope he doesn't go crazy. He did not take it. Our red is so high, he actually took the red instead. Huge, huge. We're still entangled on hero, but I can immediately get it undone by just casting. And now we'll also get the burn that we need. Okay, I think we go for this and just hope we get good RNG from the cascade. This also brings hero into one-shot range. Please, let me have a skull! Yes, we got it! It's over. He's burning right now. Oh, he's not stunned, though. There's a 30% chance we lose. Do we risk it? Wait. There's a 30% chance we lose. He's running 30% dodge, right? I don't see any reason why you wouldn't be, yeah. I think we have to risk it. That's just too much value to not do. It instantly kills hero if we roll 70%. No! No! Okay, plan B, plan B, plan B. We kill that instantly. Actually, honestly, I should have went for hero first. Okay, well, that was unfortunate. Let me get it. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're fine now. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We got it. We're covered. That was so bad, though. We failed the 70% roll. Alright, we're good to go now, right? We just go catch the bull and then the other thing and we should be fine. Yep, that's match. Unless he somehow infinite loops us right now. And there we go. I can't believe he got that, though. Man, that went surprisingly well. Like, extremely surprisingly well. Other than the fact that he dodged our skull that would have one-shot his hero. Score is not that great, but honestly, anything that's 5-0 is like perfect score this week. So that number doesn't really matter as long as it's 5-0 with the, all the battles. But yeah, there we go. We got an extra 1,000 points as well for getting all the way to the end. I didn't go on these other two paths, but I have a feeling we're not going to get another set of 3. Because that requires someone in my guild to go through middle and top row and still win the final fight. And so far, like, half of them have their battles in. We have, like, 2 wins on final. But let's see. What did the other person get for score? Are we in the run for Paragon? Because honestly, if we can go 5-0 every day this week, going all the way to the end, I think we get Paragon this week. Like, if we literally just get 4 5-0s, regardless of score. Let's see. Where was the other perfect 5-0? Outlander. Oh, 1-3-4-1. Okay, I beat him by 2 points, barely. And we could have done even better if I did better on the first fight. But now we know for next time. We just start team already some. But, yeah, we're winning by 2 points currently. Could have won by like 10 or 20 if we did better on that first fight there. Because we did a horrifically bad on it. But, yeah, we're going to lead by 2 points. Not like that matters much. But, yeah, we need 3 more 5-0s and we'll go from there. And, of course, we'll show the shiny team once we get there. Because I do want to build a pure brown team out of the shiny once we get there. I just want to wait till we get shiny level 2, which we'll have midway through tomorrow. So we can run it on the final fight of tomorrow if we need. If they're not running Maelstrom Dagannoth on their final, this might be an angle to go switch to Doom Spade. But we need to go get the other thing first. Also, why are these numbers not showing? Because this is 2, 4, 6, 8. So by 8 wins, by, yeah, 3 battles in tomorrow, we can go the max shiny troop. The only thing he won't have is 1 lower mana cost. But he'll have his maximum amount of damage. Which brings him up to slightly higher than Ketris, but he only hits 1 target. Which obviously is less overall damage than Ketris, but still pretty solid. And then we'll build some kind of team around that. But yeah, not bad. There we go. Oh, that was Guild War for today. But this is going to be a really rough Guild War, but it was pretty fun still. It definitely seems like one of the harder restrictions we've had, mostly due to the lack of cleanse options. Like, a lot of the teams aren't that bad. It's just the fact that you're going to be up against a lot of stats effects that's annoying. Alright, anyways, let's go do everything else now. Dailies, basically good to go. Campaign, good to go. Clash Trial, I'm going to ignore it for 25 gems. Guild, we still haven't finished the event. Yeah, I'll probably do some of the battles later this weekend, though. We already did pretty deep. But we'll go a little bit deeper if the guild is still slacking some. Slackers! They'll get there eventually. But by, like, Saturday, if they're not there yet, I guess I'll start doing some of my battles beyond what we've already done. But, we're almost there. We only got, like, the last 3 pretty quick tiers left. Alright, what else is there? Guild Wars, we literally just get it. Got our nice 5-0. Alright, let's go do Dungeon then. Oh yeah, also I've been saving my battles the last few days for Underspire. We're gonna do a lot of Underspire torches because we're still trying to go for the achievement. We're still missing the 2 achievements related to this. But at this point, we'll have it next week, as long as we get both of them this week. And next week will be the final week we need to do it like that. We might still keep going pretty deep, but we'll see. But as far as the achievements that require it, we'll have them all done by next week, most likely. Alright, let's go do a dungeon real quick. Good. Good. Guess the door? No, boo. Just don't get silenced here. Boo! No. What's her name again? Sister Superior. Boo. Oh, wait, never mind. We get silence. Never mind. Why am I forgetting its name? The Cleanse Yellow one. The Voice of Orpheus. There we go. Alright, the team has been fixed. I choose the bottom path. Yes, of the 3 paths, bottom is the easiest. I normally wouldn't have done that, but I just had a feeling my guild wouldn't get enough completions for it to really matter too much. Because in that situation, I probably should have went middle or top. But I'm really scared of Takshaka build with that. The only big upside is they are pure red when running Takshaka build, pretty much. So we do get a lot of advantage that way. Because we can use the doomed weapon to keep lowering their mana. The problem is if Takshaka gets off the ground, you kind of just lose. And the team is slow enough that it is very likely to occur. In green layout. Oh, we should have taken a yellow extra turn. Oh, he's still alive. There we go. Good old recoil death. That was a pretty fun guild war today. Oh yeah, we are finally out of codes, by the way. But we do have a special code to hand out on Monday. I forget what pet it is, but we have one of the pet codes to hand out on Monday. I think I was doing it next Monday, right? What was going on next week that we were doing it for that? Oh no, I think I was just doing it that day. Just for the sake of it. Yeah, that'll be the day we do the one code. But yeah, we finally ran out of our stash that we've had from several months ago. The stash has finally hit 0. Because they ended up changing up the code system a couple months ago. It hasn't been that noticeable because our backup stash has been so big. Let's see. Is that lethal here? There we go. Alright, dungeon completed. Also got our XP bonus. Not like we really need it much these days. Underspire we'll save for last. Vault keys, we basically did all of them already. Clash trial we're skipping. Alright, PvP is the only thing left. And luckily with the new system, you can stall it for as much as you want. We do need to go get the rest of our score this week. But since we did buy the PvP season thing, it should be pretty easy to go get second. And I still need to get a few more points, but honestly, we're almost going to just naturally completely get all of them. Because I need to get how many more points? I need to get 23,000 more. This should be pretty free, because just from PvP alone this week, we are going to get 13,000. Which means I only need to get 10,000. Plus we're going to get the 1,000 for free. Which means I only need to get 9,000. Guild Wars is already going to give a couple thousand. Dailies are already going to give a couple thousand. So basically I only have to go out of my way for like half an hour of extra PvP this week. And we will get it. Because we want to get 150,000 to save 800 diamonds here. Not to get her, it would be a waste, but to get this one. Because these silver things are basically free. And this would give us 800 diamonds in savings, since this will only be available in Soulforge for 800 diamonds in the future. There's no point in getting more than one, because elf teams already don't have enough room for them. And there's definitely not really an elf team where you're going to be able to use multiple of them. Who knows, maybe there will be in some point in the future. I can't really see it, though, given that you also have to set the 50% mana star elf normally. Anyways, where do we have to go today? Today is, what, Friday? So we got either Wild Folk or Goblin. I guess I'll go Goblin since we're already running Wild Folk for what's it called. I guess tomorrow we're going to be forced to have to go to it regardless. I believe today's a double buff day, right? No, it's just single buff. Alright, let's just go for Magic then if it's single buff. We'll grab our Magic to speed through it a little bit quicker. And then we'll go and take the battles that we need. Go to Central. And we should be good to go. Today does not feel like a Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. Alright, let me go crack open the drink. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the other Guild War days now. It's actually pretty fun. There's one thing I really like about Guild Wars. They're definitely some of the most challenging battles in the game. But yeah, I believe if we 5-0 all week, it's pretty much guaranteed Paragon. The problem is going 5-0 all week is very, very, very hard. Yeah, I had to have slept on it weird or something. Because I haven't really been talking or anything lately a lot. Yeah, something with my jaw has been like off the last day or two. I'm not sure how you sleep on it weird, though. Maybe when I sleep, I, like, hit it on the bed frame or something. He's been really hurting for, like, no reason the last day or two. Oh, if nothing else, if it persists for whatever reason, I do have a dentist appointment at the end of this month. I don't think it's anything related to that, though. Pretty sure I just whacked it somehow. But I think that's my annual x-rays and everything, so if it is something more important, they'll catch it. Hopefully. Pretty sure it's just me hitting it weird during sleep, though. Servers are having trouble. What, is there that many people doing Guild War this week? I don't know, do player numbers actually spike on Guild War days? I'm not sure if that's actually a thing or not. Let's go do Goblin first. Let's just do our 3 battles first, since we don't have to do it anywhere else. And then we'll go do Goblin there. Yeah, pure factions are decently difficult too. It's one of those things you only ever have to do once, though. Kind of like the shiny battles, I would say, are a decent challenge as well. But we're doing shiny battles, Underworld 500s, pure factions, and Guild Wars. I would say still stay Guild Wars is the most overall challenging. It's also the only one that's infinitely repeatable in a sense. As shiny battles, you only ever have to do once, and pure faction 500s, you only ever have to do once. Like, once you get it done, you're just done with it forever. Like, it's a nice challenge, but they're basically only one time only. Whereas Guild Wars is the only really hard challenge in the game that's reoccurring. Whereas the other, you just get it achieved and then you have it achieved forever. Yeah, was that our final battle, or do we still have one more? Nope, that was all of them. Alright, we're good to go. We're nice for a double boost tomorrow. Alright, let's go do Goblin then. We only have to do 5 battles of Goblin and we're good to go already. And it should be pretty free, given that, you know, it's Goblin. Let's see. I think we just go 1 Immortal into double Boom Pile. So we go... Oh yeah, we have Flaming Ani and everything else too. I think we already Immortal though. You have enough to one-shot, right? Yeah. So we do that, and then Wanda Star. Should be fine. Wanda Star, boom, 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 boom. Quite literally with Boom Pile. And I guess I'll just go double red. Doesn't really matter too much as long as it's one of the ones that is positive to the weapon. Where's double red? All this mess. There it is. Oh yeah, class. Oh, I don't know. What do we need here? Honestly, I almost kind of want to go Sunspear. Problem with that is we don't have 50% Mana Star. I guess we'll just go Mech. It doesn't really matter that much. Geomancer could be a little safe too. I think it's ultimately going to matter that much though in these battles. Oh yeah, he does splash 4 times as well. That's actually a lot of damage. He does true damage splash 4 times? Oh, it's a light splash. I was going to say. That would be so much damage if it was. But no, it's just a light splash, not normal splash. I was going to say, that is absurd damage if that was normal splash. Oh, so we've been using these little extra VP tokens all week. It's mostly just so we don't have to do more PvP later down the week. At this point, by the end of it all, we should have to do less than half an hour. I just realized, I wonder if those medals are triggering when we're doing PvP. So why do I feel like the, not that one, but the one in the other battle, I feel like he didn't actually do all of his casts for some reason. I feel like it stopped before we're supposed to kill them. Oh, we got a pet. Oh, nice. We got one we need. Golden gingerbread. Nice. As well as anyone else in my guild that needs it. Yeah, I'm really surprised that you can get the golden ones from it, too. They really made getting all pets so much easier with that quality of life update. They did it at the 11-year anniversary of the game. And honestly, it's one of the best patches they've done in almost ever. The amount of quality of life it added. I wish I would do a patch like that at least like every year. But it was a really, really solid patch. It was one of those few patches where everything with it was just definitively good. That was one of the few things it did. I mean, getting all pets so free now. Like all the old cosmetic pets. They're actually so free now, it's barely even worth it to get the golden pet on a given event now. I still get it just so we don't have to worry about it down the line. But it's actually decently skippable now if you want to save like 100 gems or so. Or whatever it ends up saving, depending on how deep you go. I personally still will be going for it though. Alright, one more battle. Easy enough. You know, I'll take the hard one. Flaming Ani is definitely the biggest concern here. I'm more concerned of that of like anything else on the team. Even though it's not going to be the thing that actually kills us. At least not directly. Alright, we won. Well, most likely won. He can still Flaming Ani us at any point. But that should be the win. No, he rebarriered. Oh, we got him on the chip damage, though. Hey, here, how are you still alive? What weapon are you running? He's running resummon. That's going to matter here, though. Alright, that went surprisingly well. Alright, there we go. Perfect. And we still have like 3,000 of these left. Alright, there we go. That's all PvP done for now. We'll keep cleaning it up as of tomorrow. But the biggest thing we got to go do, that we've been saving for the last few days. Well, actually, let me grab the pet real quick, I guess, that we just activated. And then we'll go do Underspire. We have 51 torches to go use. And we will use every last one of them today. So we're going to do like half of Underspire today then. And then finish up the rest of the next few days of streams. Alright, well, let's go to get the pet real quick that we just activated. Actually, let me go mention the guild too. Let's see. Forgot about guild word. Oh, that's all good. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I mentioned Gingerbread Man. Oh, there we go. Alright. Oh, what am I doing here? Alright, I don't need to change anything. Let me just clear through. Oh, wait, I do need to go switch Flower Dragon, though. We're still using Stellarex. I actually still have some of these set to Stellarex just because I haven't bothered switching them out. Which is kind of insane, given that we've been running Flower for over a year now. Actually, are we at the 1-year mark yet? How close are we to the 1-year mark? Does anyone remember the exact month last year Flower Dragon came out? I want to say February or March. Does anyone know exactly for sure? Because it's going to be in drop table soon. Like, you know, if you want to get through Soulforge. So anyone who hasn't finished their Flower Dragon yet, it should start to get a lot easier in a couple months from now. Because we still have to wait till they rotate into Soulforge. And that reminds me, we get to recheck Soulforge tomorrow too. That's one of the really nice things that one patch did. Soulforge now resets 2 times a week. There's that one really good quality of life patch they did back in the 11-year anniversary. So we'll be able to go over that tomorrow night. Might even do that before we go to Guild Wars if there's something relevant enough to mention. Because last weekend we actually had Ironhawk. Let's see if we get anything cool this weekend. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Today's the last day to get the Mythic, by the way. If you want to open your Glory Gem Guild or VIP chest for the rather underwhelming Mythic that came out last Friday, today's the last day to target it directly for Glory Gem Guild and VIP chest. So if you guys haven't done that yet, I meant to mention that at the beginning of the stream, but I completely forgot. But if you guys haven't done that yet, today's the last day to go get it. Or starting tomorrow in several hours from now, you can start opening your keys safely without getting it. Because it's a pretty bad Mythic. You definitely don't want more than one, that's for sure. But anyone who still wants it for completionist sake, yeah, today's the last day, last several hours. Obviously, it's still being drop table and everything, just way easier to get right now. But it's pretty non-noteworthy in any way. The only situation I can really see being somewhat useful is if like a new player gets it, as it might be your best Devour option until you get a real Devour option. Nice! We got 4 copies of the Golden Pet. Not enough to upgrade it, but that's pretty solid. 4 gingerbread. Alright, anyways, next order of business. Yeah, let's go do Underspire. There should be anything left. Let's go do 51 Underspire battles, however long that takes. We are currently fully scouted floor 1 at the boss room. That's where we left over from Monday. Alright, let's keep going. So we got like 50 battles to use, aside from what we scouted already on Monday. And of course, the main goal is to try to find the door and the scouting rooms. Also, have you guys ever found more than 1 scouting room on a given week? I still have not had better than 1 scouting room ever yet. I'm not sure why my luck is so bad, because can't you find up to like 3 of them or something? Like 2 or 3? I've never seen more than 1. It is the only room that has like a variable number where I feel like I keep getting gypped every time. We probably are on chess as well, because that one's a pretty large variable number. But on all the other more noticeable variable numbers, like 3, 2, or 1, we've gotten the maximum amount of all of them every time, except the scouting room. Oh, this is the highest level, but I'm not sure if the treasure room is messing with it, the trap treasure room thing. That's the only problem with going the path now. Is that both of them are a special room? I'm not sure if the previous format works for trying to figure out the path. Oh no, we'll still go highest path for now and see where it leads us. Oh, 25 curse runes. Wait, you can get 25 curse runes from a trap? That was a trap, wasn't it? Wow. Wait, was it? Am I going crazy? Was that a trap or a treasure room? Because if that was a trap, that is absurdly high. I didn't realize you could even roll something like that. I know the treasure room thing can. I didn't realize trap had that good loot. There's 25 curse runes. Actually, a lot of curse rune. I forget how much they are gems each. Aren't they like 3 to 5 gems each or something? So that's like 100-ish gem value of curse rune. Yeah, the quality of life they did most recently was insane how good it was. It was definitely the best one we've had in like 4 to 5 years, it feels like. Like pretty much since pandemic times. Alright, there's the door. Now, let's get this place since there's a treasure room here anyways. But of course, we're going to have to full scout this floor regardless. Basically, my strategy since new Guild War, or not Guild War, since the new Underspire format, is fully scout every floor until... Nice, we got 1 to 2 special rooms. But fully scout out every floor until you find a door. Then rush the end with door and then go from there. And we got our 3 torches. That's 1 to 2 rooms we need. We still got to find the mine room though. But then we would have gotten all the achievement related rooms. And then the only one we're still going to have to do is just do it again next week then. And that would be completed then. Oh, so we are going to have to switch this team to a real team soon. We're running Triple Pharaoh, which is an AoE weapon. But it is going to fall off very, very soon. But for now, we're going to keep rolling it until it does. Honestly, I'm probably going to keep rolling it until double cast fails. As soon as this team needs to start triple casting is when we need to reconsider it. But if we can still kill within 2 shots, I think it's still fine to run. And obviously 1 shot is really solid. So the rest of today, we'll probably run this. But then again, if we get a scouted door, we are going to have to change the team. It depends how deep we find a door. The very first week we ever did it was really deep until we found it. But the other 2 weeks, I think we found it on floor 2 both times. Alright, there's the boss room already. Nice, nice. This is just floor 2. Yeah, this is the Imperial. We don't need to do anything fancy here. But yeah, I wish we would get an update like we did for that one quality of life this year, every year. Or if just every patch being that good. Though I am curious if we're going to get 10.0 this year. Because 10.0 is when they're finally probably adding that one mechanic they were teasing the other year. Which at this point was almost like 2 years ago at this point. It seems like it's going to be the most meta-shifting thing since 2019 where they added medals to the game. Because we haven't really had anything meta-defining For troops we have. But we haven't had anything meta-defining as far as core mechanics of the game. Well, since 2019 in October. We got both the scouting room and the door in one go. I've never seen that before. Let's see what we get here. Ooh, that's bad. I think this is the worst scout we've ever gotten. This looks like primary path. And then just branching to the dead end rooms. This gives basically no info whatsoever. With the only exception being that if this is primary path, which I think it is, this is a double dead end room and this is the way to go. So the only thing we learned from this is that this is primary path. This is where probably the boss room is going to be. Or something that goes over there. It could be the merchant room. And over here is the double dead end room. Is most likely the case. It could be different though. Because this is exactly a 4 off. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then double dead end. Which is the exact interval that it tends to do. So this might not guarantee be the double dead end, but it very seems like this is primary path. And this is a 4 off in the double dead end, which is really common. And then this is the 6 room to the boss, or 6 room to the merchant. But that's the only thing we learned from this. It doesn't actually help that much. But what does help, where's our door going? We are in the absolute middle of nowhere. What floor are we even on? I wish I would tell you. Okay, I need to change my team if we're going to do that right now, though. I don't know, do I just do the earlier battles now that we have the earlier, easier team? I kind of want to finish out this floor, to be honest. I think I'll finish out this floor and then we'll go through. There's why we already have the one-shot team set up. While it's still one-shotting. So I'm going to use it for the rest of this floor. And then after we clear floor 2, I'll go through the door then. And see what's over there. I just don't want to have to like multi-switch the team. Because once we switch our team, we can run it for the rest of the delve. Just so we don't have to keep switching it back and forth. Because this is the last floor where you get to one-shot it with it. It's kind of insane that Pharaoh is so good. Yet this kingdom lacks so much damage potential that there's basically nothing to feed it into, which is kind of crazy. It might be one of the only kingdoms, if not the only kingdom in the entire game that's like that. Where they have absurd mana accumulation, but no good damage sources. Not that they have like none, but almost all of them are skull related. Or Deathmark related. Or just using really dated damage mechanics that used to be good, but are very bad in current state of game. Like most notably the other Pharaoh is like that. The one that has 150% soul gain. That one used to be good. Not just for soul farming, but he was also within one-shot range of most battles. But now he can't even like two-shot a PvP battle. Again, what did they do? They just like magically put 25 curse runes in every trap room? I've never seen that before. And now we got it almost twice in a row. The 25 curse rune from a trap rune. That's not a small amount of curse rune. Oh, I was going to take that skull. Oh, there it goes. It took itself. There we go. Alright, merchant. Unfortunate. It's bound to happen, though, for going for every room. Yeah, I plan to change to skull as soon as we hit floor 3. Just because of where my portal is. I was going to originally run this for floor 3, but just so we don't have to keep switching the team, we're going to switch it as soon as we clear out floor 2. Just because we're moving to like floor 4 or 5 or wherever that one room is. It looks like 5 based on how deep it is. Let's say somehow 6, but I'm almost guaranteed it can't send you to 6. It seems like it only works from floors 2 to 5. Who knows? Maybe it did send us to 6. We'll find out. I'm pretty sure that's floor 5. Because it seems deep enough to not be 4. But honestly, positionally where it is, it does seem deep enough to technically be 6. I don't know, we'll find out. It just seems weird if they would allow you to go to 6. It just seems like too much value skipping from 2 to 6 directly. Too bad there's nothing to use curse runes on. There's a couple things. A lot of them are completionist things that you only ever get once. But you can infinitely sink them into a couple resources that aren't that bad. The main two are orbs and vault keys. I believe you can also exchange them into gifts to give to people in your guild. Which does lose a little bit of value. Like half. But it makes it so you can gift people stuff without spending money. Actually, speaking of which, I actually got that as the daily today. You do have to have spent, I think, like 170, whatever it is, VIP 6 to be able to get it. But at VIP 6, if you did, you can start getting this offer. Which for 200 gems, you can occasionally get 3 gift thingies. But the only other way to get them for free, if you didn't already get VIP 6, which technically is not free because you had to spend money at some point. But the only other way to get them is to craft them. If you ever want to give your guilds a gift thingy. Oh wait, never mind. This is gem neutral. Oh no, it's not because it costs 50 and gives 25. But yeah, it burns half your gems and still costs 4 curse rune. And of course a billion celestials. Wow, I can give 2,218 gifts to my guild. That'd be funny. We're definitely not going to do that though. Goodbye, gem stack. Could you imagine? But yeah, you lose half your gems plus the other material. But it's the only way to infinitely get them without spending money at all in any way, shape, or form. It cuts your gems in half plus all the other resources. But yeah, it does allow you to gift gems and everything. It's also technically the only way to transfer gems from one account to another. I wonder if anyone's tried real world trading them before. I feel like Gems of War is such a small game that no one would have tried at this point. I don't think the premium currency is worth that much. Because yeah, you could basically half your gem stack and then give it to someone else. Like I could give someone 50,000 gems if I wanted to. Like technically over that, but obviously we'd want to save some for ourselves. And of course at the current prices of gems in game. 50,000 is like wow, that's like over $1,000 worth of gems. It's actually kind of crazy. I'm curious if anyone's ever botted that and then tried to sell the gems. I feel like that'd be something that's happened. That'd probably be very bannable, and they probably have things to check for that, though. Well, obviously, it'd be very bannable. But I'm pretty sure they would have something to check if someone just starts or joins a guild and starts offloading like 100+ gifts to someone. They'd probably have some kind of flag in the game that would definitely go red. Or I sure hope they would have a flag for that. Two torches. We're getting a lot of torches, though. But if anyone still has any other questions they want me to go over, let me know. We'll make sure to get around to it all. Otherwise, at this point, we're mostly just wrapping up on Underspire. And in the next few days, we'll, of course, do Guild Wars. Keep doing that at the beginning of every stream. And finish out the PvP season, as this is the final week for PvP being completed. So any objectives you still want to get, make sure to do so. But the main two being 150,000, so you can save 800 diamonds on the Mythic, on the Legend, I mean. Or 176,000 in order to complete the free side. Nice, Initial token. Or 180,000 to finish the paid side. Oh, nice, we even got Initial medal out of it. I personally probably won't be going to 176,000, though. But no, maybe we'll go for it. An extra 26,000 would take quite a while, though. We're talking like 3 extra hours of PvP, probably. Give or take a little. I forget what the hourly rate is these days. I think it's like slightly under 10,000. Alright, we only have one battle left, but honestly, because the door, I think we can actually completely avoid ever doing it. So yeah, let's go through it and go make a real team then. Alright, real team time. What do we need? What is the best damage source in this entire kingdom? Wow, that's rough. It's Rafaman, the Keeper of Souls. Really? That's not ideal. Do we even bother? The problem is we don't have a way to gain attack unless we go Chief Dargon first slot. But then our team is really weird if we do that. Because then our team is like something like this. I think I even replace out Hero. And just do it all in on that. But then Pharaoh gets almost like no value. I'm considering just to get the attacking, because we're basically doubling our attack with one cast. I think we do it. And then our banner is just set to purple. Purple-brown, I guess. Yeah, we'll go double purple. I think that's our team. Chief, no hero, surprisingly. Chief Dagon, Rathamon, Keeper of Souls, and Pharaoh. Pharaoh for mana accumulation per turn, as well as to get the brown thing down. This guy to gain attack, because otherwise we have no way to gain attack in this kingdom that's particularly viable. And then Rathamon for skull spam to get things rolling. That's pretty much the game plan here. And then we do Keeper of Souls into, what's his name over and over again. I do need him to get full mana, though. Alright, now we should be good to go. Oh, wait, that didn't take the right mana, but there we go. Alright, do we have Keeper of Souls here? No, so we'll cast you. Hope it doesn't miss. It did miss. And we do it again and deny something that isn't purple. And then just grab a bunch of purple. But yeah, it's pretty much going to be our team the whole time, then. Feels weird not running hero. Also, were any of you guys playing back when hero was never used? Do any of you guys remember the days where hero was so bad you'd even bother putting on a team? But then they added classes to hero, which made them a little bit more viable. But then they eventually added 10 traits to hero instead of just 3, which kind of skyrocketed them through the roof. And honestly, it wasn't until then that heroes became particularly viable. And they basically gave every hero 10 traits. Which for very obvious reasons made them very viable. When the average troop, well, every troop other than them only has 3 traits. So that's a little bit of a buff. Being the only troops that have 10. But honestly, prior to then, they weren't really used that much. Prior to having 10 traits. That was also before all like the mega good weapons were in the game. Like some of the weapons you had access to weren't that bad. But your selection was nowhere near as good as it is these days. Wait, how are we not dead yet? Can I get a brown convert somewheres? Oh no, right there, skull. No! Why is everything on his team getting revived? There we go. Yeah, getting all the upgrades on hero does take a while. It's actually one of the most time-consuming things in the entire game to complete. Level 100 all hero. As far as things that can be infinitely grinded, it's one of the longest finite infinite grinds in the game. Like the ones that can be completed but can also be done infinitely to get to that point. Like there's no daily limit or weekly limit or anything. But it is the longest infinitely grindable finite grind in the game. With the only one technically being longer being all mythics. But that's kind of a category of its own. And I guess technically all kingdom upgrades is technically infinitely grindable, but it's not realistically infinitely grindable. I guess that's more so time gated. Like you can infinitely grind it, but the rate at which you get the resource for infinitely grinding it is really slow by design. So you tend to get a lot more over time rather than directly. But yeah, how many hours is it per class? I think you need 5,500 points. A very quick team can probably get around 200-ish, give or take a little bit per hour. Depending on how you go about it and everything. But let's say it averages to about 200 per hour. That means every class takes about 25 hours. Realistically, people are probably going to go a little bit slower than that. So let's say 30 hours. Because 25 is if you're going like super optimal the whole time perfectly. And yeah, it's 30 hours per class. There's what, 38 classes? So what's that come out to? There's 38 kingdoms, right? I forget what the number is these days. But yeah, what's 38 times 30 then? It is 1,140 hours, give or take a couple hundred in either direction. That is the total hours required to max every class in the game. Not counting other things that can expedite it, like spending gems or, you know, just passively getting XP over time. But if you were to optimally farm, it would take around 1,000-ish hours to max level all classes. Alright, we found a door. This door is what? Floor 4 to 5, right? Because the one before this should be blue. So this should be... The purple one I'm pretty sure is this one right here, which is recovered slightly. Well, I guess you can kind of tell from the frame as well. But it should be number 4. And it looks like it's before us right here. Which means primary path is either right or down then. Alright, since we're already further on this one, let's go right first. There's a lot of times when they put the door like that, it's on primary path. So I'm going to go right first. As this should bring us to the floor 5 door. Which means we only got a 2 floor forward then this time around. Oh, let's see. Look, I don't have an extra turn thingy. Oh, he moved my team. Oh no. That's actually really bad. That's normally something that doesn't matter that much. But since we're running a skull team, the order of our team actually really matters. Oh yeah, there we go. Because I need this guy to give us attack while he's in first slot. Because the way he works is he gives it to himself and all allies below him. So if he's in last slot, he only gives attack to himself. Alright, now we should be good to go though. We'll do a thing, we'll do a thing. Do I take red here? I think we do. Oh, so we're starting to get to the point where I need to go start double buffing him. Instead of just single. Hope he just died. Luckily, similar to something like... Oh, nice, we got a oh, no, that's actually bad. Because now it's kind of in the way. I was going to say, the nice thing about the other guy is he gives attack to everything, kind of like Wild King. So if some stuff starts dying, we have infinite resummon to go utilize. May 12th will be your 6-year anniversary of the game. Nice. How many people other than you are here right now? Been playing since Heroes and classes weren't a thing. Yeah, that's like really ancient. But yeah, there were a point that hero classes weren't even a thing at all. There was a point where traits weren't even a thing, which is kind of crazy. The first 0.0 patch ended up adding traits. As well as setting the precedent of 0.0 patches being pretty large. Though we've had some pretty wimpy 0.0 patches in some of the recent years. But the first handful of 0.0 patches were really mega patches. Or 2.0 being traits being added to the game. It didn't initially release with Legends and Mythics having their unique traits though. For one, Mythics didn't even exist at the time. But Legends didn't get unique traits until a little bit later. So Legends were really, really, really bad when traits first came out. The other reason was because a lot of troops had 50% true damage. Like, you know that one trait Lord of Slaughter has that we're slightly using today? That has 100% true damage against everything? Well, there was a bunch of commons and rares, like a whole bunch of rarity troops that had that exact same trait when traits first launched. And there was a short period of time where the entire meta of the game was to run a team of 4 times common and rares because their trait setup was so good. For example, that one Goblin Archer from Farce of Thorns, I believe. It's like a 7 mana cost and removes all green or something. It had 100% true damage and 20% skull dodge. Making it at one point the strongest troop in the whole game. Relative to the current meta. It was able to one-shot things with skulls while having 20% skull dodge to dodge other things that were trying to do it to you. And I believe stun didn't exist yet either. So you couldn't even stun it off of them. So not only could he not unstun, or not only could he not stun the 20% dodge and 100% true damage, but if the commons had it. Like literally a common you would have in your first day of playing. Like had the trait just sitting on them. It was really funny. It lasted for I think like half a year or two. It lasted for a good solid couple months, if not longer. Or like every team was just like 3 of him with like a mana accumulator or something. Or a skull spammer on the team. Because it was literally I think you literally just used skeleton at the time. His ability was slightly different then, but I believe he still had extra turn skull. So the team was like 2 to 3 of the glade thing that does the true damage with the other thing. The 20% dodge and do true damage. And then you would just run like a skeleton on the team. And then you would like triple kill with a single skeleton cast. Like you would almost full wipe an entire team using just commons. It was really funny. Oh, I'm currently entangled. I was wondering why I'm doing like 0 damage. It's because we need to cleanse. It's one of the things Rafamon actually gets to do. One of his unique mechanics. He's the only skull spammer that has mana accumulation that has cleanse. Divinish Paulo used to have it until they nerfed her into the ground. But ever since they nerfed her into the ground, Rothamon's the only one that has it. And they added that after the fact to basically make up for the fact that they nerfed, what's her name? Divinish Paulo. Also, can you stop getting re-entangled? I need those skulls. Oh, I could have extra turn skulled there. Cascade came right at the end. Yeah, one more to go. And as match. Remember when comments were just comments and they could only go up to a certain level? Yeah, Ascension didn't exist back in the day. A lot of early teams back in the day used to just be legends for the most part. Because they had way higher stats than any other troop type. It was actually a bit of a problem. Because there was a decent period of time where every team was just 4 legends. Because Hero wasn't strong enough to be justified over another legend. And it just had higher stats because Ascension didn't exist at the time. Like everything about them was just definitively better. Though we are starting to get closer to the point where you can realistically run 4 Mythics. It seemed like something that would take forever when Mythics first came out. But we're pretty close to the point where there's a lot of times you run like 3 to 4 Mythics on a team. Something that was pretty much unheard of when Mythics first came out. Because the selection was obviously very small. And not that particularly synergistic. But nowadays you can really realistically get away with like 3 to 4 on a team. Especially if you count Hero as a Mythic. Good night, Merlu. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, let's get to our cleanse, and then we just start going crazy then. Oh, don't make me have to re-cleanse. Oh no. Oh no, I didn't get the attack there because of the thing. That's funny. At least the other thing got it on our team. Wait, he's still not boosted? You're trying to tell me every time we did that he was entangled? How? Right, that's enough to kill, and then we just go crazy with skulls now that he has a little bit of better damage. At this point, it's almost better just to let him die. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this, get him his last little bit, and then we'll go crazy with skull. Just so we can get some really nice damage in there. Also, if our first slot dies, our next slot is already in one-shot range. There we go, perfect. Strategic death for the one-shot. Because there's no penalty in this game mode for things dying. Even though it's very similar to Underworld battles, your team resets every battle. So you don't have to worry about death. Unlike Underworld, where it is very important not to die. Exceedingly important. Because any deaths there are permanent for the entire delve. Ooh, freeze is kind of annoying. But once again, he does have cleanse, so once we get that down, we should be good to go. I'll take the other trap just because we're going to cleanse anyways. Kind of want to deliberately take it here. Because now we're just going to 4 times cleanse. Which is pretty much the exact key scenario you'd want to use that in. The best case scenario for Rothamon is against an Entangle Freeze team. To be able to bypass both. As well as other mechanics, of course. But Entangle Freeze are the main ones that a Skull Spam team would want to deny out. Ooh, that's a lot of Uber Doom Skull. I feel like we never get this good of a setup for it. Let's do it on blue. It's basically a full board clear. Fortunately, do not have mana follow-up, though. Oh, extra turn Skull. No, I didn't see it there. And then we just Wrath them on, and that should just chain into a win, and then we deny purple, and that should be dead. Or any color. Do it on green, and dead. There we go. Wait, does a Wrath them on give souls? I forgot about that. I was wondering why we're hitting max souls every battle. I completely forgot Wrath them on gives you free max souls. Well, assuming you're casting them enough times. But you only have to cast them twice to get max souls. So you're generally going to do that on most teams you would use them on. But yeah, I completely forgot about that. I was wondering why the soul at the end of battle was so high. But yeah, Rafaman is giving us a bunch of souls, and we're getting extra 50% off of Keeper. He's not great for souls, but it's more than nothing. Given that our team isn't compromised at all for running it. Is you going out of your way for it generally isn't worth it these days, but you know, if you get some free souls in, that's perfectly fine. You're just going out of your way to soul farm just isn't particularly worth it these days anymore. Unless you're like mega early game, in which case Arena might just be your better bet. Because even though Arena's kind of fallen off in late game, it's still perfectly fine in early game. Before you have like any teams built and everything. Because it's best when you just don't have that many options at all for getting souls. But once you can start doing Vault Weekends to like even a Rowain quick kill degree, you pretty much never need a soul farm ever again. And you can get that team scrap together within a week if you know what you're doing. Or probably a month if you're playing more casually. Because all you need for it is to complete the Forest of Thorns Kingdom. Get Mirage Queen by throwing Chaos Shards at that one faction, which takes like a week or two. And then fully trade it. And then get Leprechaun. But oddly enough, getting Leprechaun generally being the hardest thing out of all of those. Just because it's really luck-based for how many Ultra Rares there are in the drop table. It keeps getting harder to get over time. Obviously, it's only an Ultra Rare, so it's not that hard to get. But you'd be surprised how dry you can go in early game for it. Because if you're like mega playing and you can get everything else within like 5 days to a week. But then you might go really dry on Leprechaun for weeks. If you get unlucky enough. There's currently no way to target it. There were some trips that they added to Kingdoms where you get them guaranteed when you get them to a certain level. And I was really, really, really hoping when they did that they would make Leprechaun one of them. Unfortunately, they did not. So there's no guarantee way to get Leprechaun in current state of game. Closest you get is like event keys for when he's, you know, the kingdom is around. But a chance a new player comes in at that exact point is very unlikely. As on average, just only like 2 weeks a year. Alright, this is floor 4, right? Does anyone remember what yellow is? I always keep forgetting. Is yellow the double? Isn't it double? Because purple is the one that isn't. Isn't yellow the doubling one? No, this is Curse Rune. Wait. I can't remember. Curse Rune, Curse Rune. No, that would be 3 then, isn't it? No, wait, is this 5? I'm so confused. Because this is the previous door, not the next door. Which means this is floor 5. Wait, we're on floor 5 right now. Because this goes to final floor. And this goes to floor 4. Wait. This is the really bad one. So that means we got to floor 5. Wow, nice. Wow, we might almost be able to get to the end today then. Yeah, this is the really bad one. Yeah, yellow is 5. I thought we were on 4 for a second just because of where that one door was. But no, that's previous door, not past door. But that means we did get a 2 to 5 again. Well, we got a really good teleport. Again. So far, the very first week was the only week that we didn't get a mega teleport. Oh no, we're entangled. I should have waited on that. Alright, now it might be strategic just to kill my first slot. I made the mistake on one of the other battles as well. Or I actually need to attack Ian here rather than hitting him. At this point, it might just be more strategic to let first slot die. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna deliberately let first slot die here. Thank you. Alright, now we can play the game. I just need him not to re-entangle me. Alright, we should be good to go now. Oh, now if you missed that hard, though. No, my good blue alignment. Oh, we still got it. So do that, do that. I was hoping for one more. Do that. Oh no, we gotta resummon. Too bad there's not a way to disable that. Is that actually a team comp where this summon is really bad? Honestly, I almost want to just white him for some true damage. It's tempting, it's tempting. Watch him die to Death Mark. He's actually in position to do so soon. But it's so bad getting that summon because now we're hitting for almost 0 damage. Up, 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 get it, get it. There we go. As I remember when they gave White the 5 purple gain, I think at one point he didn't actually end up creating any gems at all. And then they gave him a pitiful like 5 purple gain. Which even back then was kind of pitiful, but was still actually kind of used. It was in their nerfing all gem spawns into the ground era. Which lasted for a while and then kind of reversed itself. There was like a period of time between like half a year through the game to like 2 to 3 years into the game where they were really trying to crack down on like every infinite in the game. So they were kind of just nerfing like every single few months some kind of infinite in the game. But then they kind of stopped caring by like 2018. And now we have like literal true infinites. Like Truffle and such. That are actually so slow that people don't even use them even though they're literally infinite damage. Because it's actually slow to use compared to other damage sources. Or, you know, when you're allowed to use anything. Obviously in certain restrictions it's still pretty good. So what time is it right now? It's almost 10 o'clock already. Time has flown by. Well, we're almost done. We'll use our last of our torches and then probably call it there for now. But yeah, this delve is starting to get a little slow. Scroll spam team is kind of rough. As it really starts to struggle as enemies get higher stats. But unless we want to go Deathmark spam, there really isn't another choice, unfortunately. It's one of the few weeks where we might not actually full scout. Once I find this one crate, if we can find it early, I think that's all we really go for. And finish out the dead end rooms, of course. Like doubling the 4, doubling the 6 and 7. Ooh, got some value there. Got a lot of value there. There we go. Once it gets going, it's not that bad. The problem is getting off the ground. Like the Spider Rope Dart Infinite? Yeah, that one was actually nerfed in more recent times. It's one of the few that got nerfed in recent times. The other one, of course, being Journey Troops. Which got really mega nerfed into the ground. Luckily, they finally fixed the point system for about a year or two now for Journey. But the actual troops themselves are just as nerfed as they were when they did the initial nerf. It's only the scoring system that they improved multiple times to compensate for how much they nerfed the Journey Troops. But pre-nerf Journey Troops were basically infinite into themselves as long as you had 4 of that troop on your team. Or, you know, 4 of that typing. And their compromise for that was to move the power to Doom's Spade. Because that way when it gets double kill, it no longer gets infinite loop anymore. Not to mention it requires both your team and the enemy team to be pure colored to get the infinite loop. Which is a lot harder to do compared to before, where you just plopped forward the same thing on your team and already had it. It's not like true infinite, either of them, but they were very close to infinite. I still think to this day the only true infinite left is Truffle. Forest Troll, Truffle, Greenstorm Hero. Is the only, like, true infinite loop in the game. Everything else generally, if it has a quote-unquote infinite loop, it's normally referring to the fact that it will win before it stops getting extra turns. Not the fact that it actually infinite loops. But that it will infinite loop before you would ever lose your turn. Which is effectively infinite. But Truffle's the only, like, true infinite. Where the enemy could have infinite stats and you can actually fully maintain your turn forever. Whereas most other infinites, it's normally referring to you will kill the enemy before you ever lose a turn, kind of infinite. I know, we got the summon, but luckily it doesn't matter at all. Alright, 11 torches left. Okay, we gotta figure out what higher path is. We got 203 and 198. This way, then. Yeah, we need attack to get things off the ground. Yeah, Beatrix has always had a less extra turn rate than Truffle. But it tends to win a bit quicker when combined with other true damage options. So even though its extra turn rate is lower, it wins the battle in a shorter amount of time. Plus it has cleanse, which is always great. I was gonna say, we better have alignment there. That doesn't matter, he's one skull away from death. What? A dead end right there, why? Oh, so they haven't fixed this clipping yet. I hope that's something that gets fixed next patch. I'm not sure if it drives anyone else insane. But these side panels don't go above these rooms here. So the frame of all their, like, PNG files goes over top them once that gray frame goes over them. Also, the alignment is a little off. You can actually see the black line that, you know, connects each one. But yeah, the clipping of the other thing is definitely something they gotta fix. I wonder if that was brought up in the beta, because it's like one of the first things I feel like you would notice here. I'm doubtful that no one brought that up. But how do you not catch that if no one did bring that up? Because that would drive me crazy within like the first few seconds of noticing that. And it's pretty noticeable pretty much immediately. As long as you get at least like a dozen rooms completed. Because once the rooms start getting towards the rightmost side is when you would start noticing it. You wouldn't notice it initially because they're all the way to the left. But as soon as you get like 10, 20-ish rooms done, you would start to notice it. Which means there's a chance no one tested it beyond 10 or 20 rooms. Which honestly sounds about correct. There's a non-zero chance that actually happened. Oh, he actually just saved that thing's life by moving it. That's kind of funny. Also, does he have score reduction? No, we're fine. Which I think he does, but just the armored one. Oh, come on. He only has thick hide. Why did they even add that trait? Armored was already overwhelming. And then they were like, we should make something even weaker than armored. I still never, to this day, never understand the logic of why they did that. But armor was already too weak. And then they were like, we can make it even weaker. Oh, there's the boss room to complete out the thing. If we get lucky here on the correct path, we can actually get it done today. Oh, what do we need here? We'll take the yellow. Other than door color, is there a way to see where you teleported to? No. Not currently. That's one of the main new strategic things you kind of have to do with the new patch. Is try to figure out where primary path is. Then based on the doors, try to figure out what floor you're even on. There is a way to technically check it if you compare the levels to where the level range is. As the levels are pretty consistent in a certain range in each zone. But otherwise, you basically just have to figure out where the primary path is. And then from finding primary path, you can figure out what floor you're on based on the color of the doors. But the first thing you always need to do when getting teleported is figure out where primary path is. As it helps you find where all the dead end rooms are and everything. As well as where the two doors are. Alright, well there's only one path to go and it's up. We're right up against the wall, so not too many options as for movement here. Yeah, we might be able to finish it today. There's not too many winding paths you could possibly do. Due to how little room it has. Though I do have a feeling it's going to double branch pretty much immediately. It'd be weird if it goes up another one. Oops, I shouldn't be taking skulls yet. Which I gotta be really careful. I gotta spam this guy before he dies. Or aren't you getting deep enough where you can kind of get rushed down here? And we're deep enough where I do need to cast him at least 2 times, if not 3. Honestly, if not 4. Oh no, this seems good enough. Let's run it for now. If he gets enough mana again, we'll do it one more time. Come on, mana we need. Alright, I'll take the yellow. Unfortunately, no surge. And there we go. Up, double path. Yeah, that was kind of expected. There's so few places that it can go, it kind of had to branch out pretty much immediately to have any room. And then the other 2 paths are probably going to go to another double. And get our double. Yeah, let's start boosting attack first. But I gotta keep remembering, we're deep enough that I basically have to immediately start attack buffing at the start of every fight. Get like 2 buffs and then start doing skulls. Because otherwise we're getting so little value per skull. I want to try to not to do it on red here if we can help it. Or brown. Let's do it on blue. I mean, not red. I mean, brown and purple are the 2 we want to not deny. These are the 2 colors we can mask create. There we go, easy enough. Oh, dead end room over here? What? Weird. A 3-off dead end room? That is so weird. That almost never happens. It was because we're right up against the wall. Very strange. Alright, 1 more cast and we should be good to go. Yeah, that will happen when you're in a condensed area. We'll do some weird things sometimes. Do I just go for purple here? I think we go for it. Like, destroy entire board. The overkill there is insane. A little too overkilly. At this point, I don't even think I need the other buff. We just go for damage. We two-shot all of them. I just need the skulls to actually land. That should be match. Anything good? Nothing. Alright, 5 battles remain. If we choose the correct path here, we should be able to finish Underworld today. And it's just basically a matter of trying to find where the Curse Rune gem thing is. Hopefully there's actually one in the layout. So far we've been good enough to get it every single time. Or, you know, lucky enough. But, yeah, we'll find out if we get it this time. Because theoretically you could get 0. I'm really hoping we have one, but since we have such a weird layout, I'm kind of concerned. We found the barrel, but we haven't found the Curse Rune one. Also, I'm not sure why. I feel like I always find them in that order. I feel like I always find the barrel before the Curse Rune. I wonder if they deliberately put the Curse Rune a little bit deeper or something. Or if just pure coincidence. Because I can't think of a single time where I found the Curse Rune before the barrel. It was always barrel, then Curse Rune. At first, that's pretty much dead here. Our first slot. Ooh, that's a really lucky cascade there, though. Alright, let's match. Let's do that on brown. And we still have the infinite loop going. Well, not infinite loop, but, you know, enough skulls to kill everything. We got a 50-50 here. If we choose correctly, we can get it done today. Oh no, I'm feeling up for some reason. Could be left, though. Where's primary path? Right here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it could be either way. I'm gonna go up first, I think. See if it does anything weird since we're right up against the wall. I'm starting to cast a little too early. Let me get another attack buff first. Alright, now we can start casting. Because ideally we want to bring it to 2-shot range before we start going crazy. Otherwise we're wasting a whole extra skull per. No, we got merchanted. The only good thing about getting merchanted there is that means we should be able to make it. Because one of these is going to be a double dead end, which is going to be a very obvious don't go that way. And then the other one will be the path, since we found the merchant. Also, what a weird merchant location. That's what, a 4-off, 5-off merchant? Which we have seen before, but not that common. I think it's 4-off. 5-off would be very strange. 6 is the most common. 4 is the second most common. Though it can be 3 and 5 as well. Very, very rarely. But I think that was 4. Which is not as unheard of. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, it is 5, yeah. That's a really strange 5 then. Because that's primary path right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this layout is just crazy. And now we should get a double dead end with a room plus the thing? Because I think we're going to get a dead end where it's going to be a double, but it's going to be double loot. It's going to be the boss room and then like one other room. Which is another rare occurrence that can occur, though we're not going to see it since we already found the merchant. But you can find the merchant and the boss room in the same dead end. I haven't seen it since the new format, so I'm not sure if it can still happen. But in previous format, that wasn't too uncommon to find boss room and merchant at the same dead end. Like, it was still a rare occurrence, but it happened enough that, you know, it still happened pretty frequently. Like, probably once every couple months. Because normally you're trying to find 2 different dead ends, one being the merchant and the other being the boss, of course. But there have been times in the past where both could be the same location. Oh, there it is. Nope, we didn't get the double. Oh yeah, duh, it couldn't even be double. Because we're already at 6. I lost count already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it wasn't even possible to be. This one could have been. But since we're already here, yeah, it couldn't have been. Nice, we're done with 1 torch to spare. All I gotta do is lantern. I gotta be careful not to lose these fights, though. As with this team, is honestly decently possible to die. That's normally not a concern with these battles. I might even need to put Hero on the final battle just to play it safe. Just so we can get some Urge. Like, these battles are definitely dieable on. Particularly the Stellarix one. Or Diamantina one, I mean, at the end. Alright, one more buff and I think we should be good to go to get rolling. Alright, you know what, we'll go for one more buff. We keep getting lucky. Alright, now we can go for it. So we'll do this. He'll do a thing. We'll get a billion skull value here. Blue? Yeah, we'll go for blue. I feel like it's a little overkill on the one, though. But then we can raffle them out. Actually, I'm going to take the skull first. You know what? Let me just go for controlled keeper. I think we already won. Let me do the brown convert first. And then we just keep her again. And if we need Raffamon, we'll Raffamon. But I think we already won. Alright, one down. Now for the more concerning one. Is that Diamantina hits pretty hard if you let it go out of hand. It's hitting for 156. That can 3-shot us. And depending on your stats, you could even be 2-shotted. Though we are durable enough that it will take 3, luckily. Well, technically 2 in a couple of the other hits, because Lasher is kind of annoying. So technically we are still 2-shot as well, even though we have 3-shot capability. Oh wait, oops, I don't want to use a Torture, I want Lantern. We'll go for the double Pet Orb and Dragonite. It's like 50 extra Dragonite. Not a lot, but it's like 300 gems worth. Starts adding up. Alright, let's go get our mana, start rolling our attack. It'll give us a bunch of free purple, but not the color I currently need. Actually, a lot of free purple. I don't think we cast yet, though. I gotta get at least some amount of attack buffs first. Especially since this guy has a lot of reduction. He has 50%. Not to mention Diamantina also has 55%. Actually, it's something I don't normally run against this battle. But his battle actually has a surprisingly high amount of score reduction. Something I haven't really noticed since you very rarely actually run Skull Spam here. But the first and last slot both have really high reduction. Nice, extra turn from Sky. Alright, I think that's enough attack. If we can get it for free one more time, we'll go for it. But I don't think it's worth going out of our way anymore for it. Alright, we got it for free. Okay, I guess we go for it. Alright, that'll be the final attack buff. Oh, should be good to go. Oh no, we got it again. Ah, one more? Did we greed one more attack buff? I'm so tempted. Because we deny every skull that he could possibly do by doing that. Alright, now we gotta go win the battle. Now, let's try not to deny purple here if we can help it. Alright, that should be matched. We got it. I don't have brown convert right now, though, unfortunately. Because ideally what we do right now is Pharaoh to keep her soul. But there's no brown convert that gets this extra turn. Not even purple, oddly enough. Which is the color we would normally want to not do it on. But if it was our only option, it would be fine. I say that as there's a purple right now. Actually, I don't think it's worth it here. Next time it will be, though. Like, if purple is our only way to do it now, it would be worth. But we have another color, and then we just kill it off of, like, yellow or something. And let's match. Alright, that went pretty smoothly. And there we go. Double orb, double Dragonite. Alright, nice. And then on the next 2 days, we can go do the other 2 to go get our double silver. And we already have some of it scouted as well. And we still need to go find where that keg is as well. But, yeah, that'll be for the next few days then. Well, we'll be streaming every single day at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 hours prior to now, tomorrow and the next few days. And yeah, we'll do Guild Wars every single day at the beginning. Start to keep chipping at PvP as we're going for 150,000 to finish out the PvP season. Final few days for it. If you still want to do anything with it, don't forget to do it, as there's like 3 days left. It resets in like 3 days something hours. Oh, where is it? But yeah, whatever goals you want to get done. 3 days, 3 hours left. So it's nearing its completion, so we'll finish that over the next few days since we still have a few objectives to do ourselves. And yeah, I'll go from there. Do Guild War, finish out this. Go from there. Do Underspire each day. Keep chipping that down. Go for rank 2 leaderboard here as well, but that should get done automatically, most likely. And we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful week, have a wonderful weekend, and thanks for stopping by as always. Greatly appreciated. Feel free to leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. Helps out a lot. And I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching.